these men do care, man, and these men are committed. But sometimes life gets in the way, man. We got to provide, you know, and that sometimes comes before nurturing, unfortunately, man. And it's just the life that we're living in, man. And we're living in this community that's, you know, we're in a poor society, man, where we're just trying to make it, man. And times like this really, you know, make me optimistic about what's going on in this world, man. And these seeing these 30, 40 men really, you know, livens up my strength to want to push on and do more, man. So this is my motivation, man, really seeing these men who are committed and dedicated to helping their children.
And what's important is educating yourself, because once you have an education, no one can take that from you. All these other things are just material objects. They're just stuff, you know? And that's what we seem to do a lot of. We provide a lot of stuff, but not the right stuff. That stuff like, if your daughter's a cheerleader, practicing the cheers with her. I know you've seen the commercial about the fatherhood commercial where the brother's doing the cheer with his daughter.
We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Those are things that we have to do. You know, with young men, we got to show them how to become young men, okay? Because if not, then who's going to?
One of the things that helped me was my son came to me when he was in Metco at Foxborough, and he was having some problems he felt uncomfortable talking to me with. One was about sex, the other thing was about peer pressure, because he knew the way I was. And he said, look, he talked with his sister, the sister said, we need to have a family meeting once a week. So we started doing that, man, on Thursdays. You know, not the weekends, because, you know, I had teenage kids at the time, and I was a single parent. So when I started doing it, my kids were more open to talk about it. Now, part of the things, we had rules. We said, look, this is not just to talk about your issues, but how can I be a better father? Man, when I did that with my boys, they was like, yo, Pops, can I really talk to you? You know what I mean? So some of the stuff I really want to hear, but it made me be a better father and get closer to my sons and my daughters.
And so this is like food for us. This makes us feel good. And I've been here before, and I know how you all are going to feel if you're not feeling it right now. When your kids come in a couple minutes, I seen the joy on their faces and on your faces when you're playing with your kids, when you're doing these activities, when you're problem solving with them.
But I really want you to push yourself today. If not for anyone, just for that special child, because nothing's gonna bring them more joy than to just get down and dirty with the person they love most. So just allow yourself, you know, that opportunity to push yourself a little bit today. And if you need anything in the process, you need to stop, let me know, all right, because I want to keep everybody safe. So what we're gonna do today is when the kids come in, I want them to just stand in front of you, and what can we do to, you know, let them know that we're here when they walk in? Any ideas? Yeah, man. Huh? Let's hug them, man. Let's show them some love. Any other ideas? Applaud for them? I'm all for it, man. Let's applaud them up. I want to practice a little chant, because this is how we're going to shake it. We're going to say, shake, 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 and stop. Can you guys try that with me? Shake, 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 and stop. Oh, I love how you guys stop right away. Let's try that again. Oh, fantastic. Special man, can you guys help me with that stuff? Come on, let's try that again. Shake, shake, shake. I'm gonna put some balls on the floor, and when the music is playing, you get to hear any grown-up you want. Wait a minute. Don't get too excited, because guess what? They get to hit you back. I started this profession under the impression that I was going to help kids, you know, get through whatever life throws their way. And sometimes just playing these silly games is what most people call it, really helps kids get away from the reality of things, you know, the trauma that's going on at home, you know, the nonsense that's going on in our neighborhoods, you know, just being in this environment that's safe, nurturing, caring, you know, where they can just be themselves and be free and enjoy themselves. It's just a way for me to help these children get away from the nonsense.
It's a good thing. Fathers everywhere needs to be a part of their kids' lives. You know what I'm saying? We need to get more recognition, and I think this was a good part of it because fathers don't get that much recognition. It's always the woman's role playing a major role inside the kid's life, upbringing, everything. And I think, like the generation now, I think a lot of men are being in their kids' lives, especially from what they've been through, and they want to make an impact and bring their kids up in a different way nowadays. So that's my one reason. I love him to death, and I'm always going to be there for him.
I'm so inspired to see so many Black and Latino men come out in our community, in the public school, and talk about, not just talk about, walk the walk, be involved with their kids' lives, you know, do storytelling with them, do physical activities with them, and just be present for them and listen to them. Outstanding.
Now you see that this is an opportunity that for you and for all of us to take time. If you have multiple kids, you know, it's hard to take time all together, you know. There's a time you just take them all, okay, let's just go and just, you go and, no, but there's times that it's good to take one by one.
It was real interacting. I mean, I'm always with them. I mean, I do what I can with them when I'm not at work and I'm home, whether it's just in the house reading a book to them or whatever, like anything. We play word games, him and his brothers and sisters. But here today, it was more of just, you can say, a bonding experience, get a little closer, just so you can see how you and your son interact with each other. And I mean, it's always good to see a smile on his face when I come to his school to get him.
I was the first born out of every kid in the family. I was the first. I was like an extension of my aunts and my uncles. I was like the little brother. And all the kids and everything, I was the older dude. So I had to basically learn to be a man on my own. And my mom was tough. So I learned how to be a man from my mom, you know? And it's like, I love seeing that. I swear I only got one myself, but I want a basketball team.
Like interaction with your kids and with other kids, and basically seeing other fathers interact with. It's just not, you're not doing it alone. Basically, let fathers know that they're not doing it alone. There's other fathers out here doing the same thing, and we're doing it for a good cause. And all of us need to stay on the same path. Basically, that's what I took out of it.
My daughters are the Roughnecks, so it's like, pretty much like in my household, it's like mostly all women because, like I said, like Homeboy said, I didn't really grow up without a dad. So it's like my sons, you know what I mean? Like they try to make him more like me because I was a real tough kid, like breaking things all the time, always getting stitches. Yep. And my son's just not that way. So to see him actually come out a little bit more, it's like usually he's under watched eyes and he tries to pull back because he's not as tough as my daughter, so it makes him kind of shy away from me. So watching him today was just like kind of funny to sit there, like he had that relief away from everything. And even like, you know, like he was in there, some kid was talking about his bike, and my son has a bike at home, and it's like, you know, he got a bike, has a little swivel skateboard, all that stuff, and he doesn't want to touch it because of always scared to get hurt because of all the women kind of around him chastising about how rough I am. And it's like now it's like he was sitting there looking at all the boys today and all the kids today talk about their dad, and he's like, Dad, so when we go home, like this weekend, can we get on that bike? Can we do this? So I was like, to me, it was actually kind of nice to come out here. It's like he's seeing it's not just me being tough on him. It's like that's just kind of how the father is. So I actually really do appreciate today. Like it definitely did make it a little softer situation with me and my son because it literally is just me, my son, and my daughter at home. Like I'm a single dad, and it's just us.
It's not the kids, it's us and our behavior. How we interact with their mother, how we interact with their grandma, auntie, uncle. It's how we interact. Because they're a blank slate. And they're like a sponge. And they sponge, you know what a sponge do? Soak up everything around it. And it's what we do how we carry ourselves. So make this the day that we all change and learn that these eyes are looking at us. We don't see them looking at us, but they're watching us.
It reinforced my knowledge and belief that men will come to the table and will do the good work when you create a space for them. Like, so many, these men were individually doing good things in their families' lives already, but they didn't know, they didn't have like the mirror of other men in the community, that somebody was just willing to hold up the mirror, just create a space, put out a little food, have a few activities where they could come out and see, man, there's 40 other men like me who want to be involved and to do this. So that's what I learned. It was reinforced for me that, you know, that if you create a space in our community for fathers, we'll show up and do the right thing.